Hello everybody. I am going to be doing this video for Maddox. I have decided to do the video. I just don't know. I'm going to leave half of my things out because it does have to do with a suspect that I picked up on. I'm going to give you representations of things. I'm also going to tell you some things that I spoke with the detective on, but it has to do with, his location where he was found and things of that nature. I was asked to work on Maddox's case from a very wonderful woman down in South Carolina. Her name starts with a C. I will not give her full name. She's an advocate for missing children, and she asked if I would help. So, of course, I said yes, because as a person who wouldn't want to help find a missing little child. So automatically I went to work. The first thing I got when I picked up on his picture was that he was killed. It was not an accident. He was killed. And that's exactly what came through as soon as I opened the picture. And do I like saying it in that type of way? No. No, I do not. But I can only tell you what I hear that comes through, what comes through in my visions, or how I feel, what I see, what I hear, what I taste, what I smell, because that's what this gift is. You're using all of your senses and your extra sense. I feel that it is important I do this video because I have so many people that asked me to do this video, and I feel like I owe them that much. Do I have to do a video on every missing person? No, I do not. I am not obligated to. I do it because I want to help. I do it because I feel this is why God has given me this gift. So again, I will say Kathleen Kathleen, Kim, there's a lot of people from all over the place, from different states. I am okay. My Facebook was shut down due to almost 70 friend requests, and we believe one of them to be a suspect, and trying to find out where I was, who I am, all that jazz. And I work very closely with a woman. She is like a sister to me. I love her to death. I trust her completely. She validates every single thing that I come up with, is in like what I hear, what I see, what I smell, what I taste, what it could be, helping in any way she can. She helps me to validate all I need to validate. She's an amazing woman. So to the girls down in South Carolina with the first letters that I have spoke about early in the video, I am okay. I just got spooked a little bit, and I just have to realize I can't let people stop my work. I can't. If this is what I do and I stop doing it, like, why would I be blessed with a gift if I can't use it and I can't help people? I did discuss about, I still will do videos, but I will only strictly work with, only strictly police, strictly the families if they want my help. I will not discuss anything in the comment section that has to do with private things of other people. If you want to message me, that's fine. I will give you a phone number to contact. No, it is not my cell number. I will not give my private cell number out. I will not accept you on Facebook. Not because I don't want to. It's just because it's a safety precaution. So I'm going to get into what I had spoken with the police and the detectives down in, I forget what the name of it was, Gatson or Gastonia. So when I was asked to help, I automatically went to work. I picked up things right away. I picked up a church, a pond, a lake. I picked up dirt, the smell of dirt. I also heard water flowing, like almost as if it's almost as if there was rocks around the water, like if you hear a river flowing through a very low rock bank where it's probably this much, somewhat water. I heard the word dirt. If I didn't say that, if I did, I'm sorry. I did hear behind the church. I also heard the word church. I'm trying to remember what I got. I had my notes somewhere, but it's such a big mess. So I picked up on behind the church, pond, lake, brush. I want to say it was branches. I know definitely brush, but I can't remember if branches were in there. Branches were in my dream. I did have a psychic dream as well about Maddox being covered up in a hole, very deep hole. And he was so covered up in trees and crap that nobody could find him. No one could see him unless you dug him out. I did pick up on a suspect. It's not who you think. It's not his father. I did assume it was his father, but you can't assume anything with this kind of gift. You have to put forth your effort. Sometimes things aren't as what they seem, and you have to go back and you have to think. Or if you're reshown, like I was shown a vision from Maddox numerous times. He had shown me, he had took his right hand of a left-handed man. He had looked to his left. Well, yeah, I'm trying to backtrack my vision here of how I seen it. He had taken his right hand of a left-handed man, and he looked up, and he had blue jeans on. He had a gray shirt and a black belt on. I do believe Maddox was most likely sexually assaulted. I do know Maddox was hit in the head. I saw it. I saw a man hitting him in the head, and I saw blood coming down from his head. Maddox also showed me in the vision that he went to the right side of the man, and he was walking with him, like on the sidewalk, and he had peered over to a church, to the right side. And there are a few representations of what that means. One being where he was found. He was found in Long Creek, but technically, as how he said to me, was he was behind a church. Technically speaking, there's a church, and they're about a mile away. Behind that location was Long Creek, so he technically told me where he was, but me not understanding behind a church, he would have already been found. No, he was not behind that very church. He was behind a church ways away, about a mile or so away. He had said the word vroom vroom, like a car, and then I heard red car, and then I saw a red truck as well, so I'm kind of in between about that one. There's so much more that came through. I'm trying to siphon out what I should say and what I shouldn't say. I do believe, like I said, the man to be left-handed, but he's a very cunning man. He plays one way. Obviously, if you kill a child, you have to be cunning and sneaky and a piece of shit. Excuse my language for swearing. He portrays a godly way about him, but he's not. He's not of godly way. It is said in Christianity that children walk at the right hand of God. And I believe Maddox was showing me in a way that he was in the vicinity of the church, which technically he was, but the man that took him portrays himself to be a man of God. And he's very, very, very awful as a person. He makes my skin crawl. I feel like I'm suffocating when I see this man. I do, when I saw the vision, I also heard the word father, which I thought, okay, I got to figure it out. No, it's not. It wasn't his father. Um, yes, his father's guilty in a way, to where he made a horrible, horrible, horrible mistake. He wasn't paying attention to where Maddox was. Careless. That's why I thought, okay, the dad is guilty. I'm sure he did go running and looking after his son to trying to find him, but Maddox was already gone and he was already taken. It was too late. He was already gone. And by the time he realized where Maddox wasn't with him, and Maddox had went off, he probably, he went crazy, and, guilt can kill you. To lose a disabled child and to know that he was found dead, that would rip my soul from me. Like, I couldn't imagine what that poor little boy, how scared he was. In my vision, I didn't see him scared. I saw him go with a man that seemed like he knew, or he thought he could trust. And that's another representation, I feel like, being that it has to do with the church. I feel like he was very present at a church. He was his family. I don't feel like his father was godly, but his mother followed a regimen. She went to church. She went to church. She was a Catholic, most likely. So either the man that took Maddox has to do with the church she went to, or it was because Maddox was found technically behind a church property, but not the property itself. He was in the location way, way, way off, like I said, about a mile. So that's why I picked up on the church right away. I picked up the word dirt several times, and I keep saying it. I know I've said it already, but a black garbage can. And I cannot get into any further than that with that specific garbage can. There's more about the black garbage can. Maddox showed me chutes and ladders. And I knew Maddox couldn't talk. Someone has been speaking for Maddox. There is a male that speaks for Maddox and also a female that speaks for Maddox. So I'm not sure if those are his passed on relatives, maybe a grandparent or great-grandparent. This person tried to make it look like an accident. It was no accident. Maddox was hit in the head. I do believe he was sexually assaulted. But they held him underwater to make it look like he drowned, and he didn't drown. In a sense, I'm sure he did, but I'm sure that the autopsy can pick up every single thing that happened to him in that sense. They hit him in the head to make it look like he fell, when really he was held underwater. I saw the man holding him underwater. I do believe I know exactly who he is. I don't know if I should say this, but I have picked up on quite a bit of the suspect, but I can't tell you exactly what I picked up on the suspect, because if I do say it, if he sees it, he's going to know. He's going to know. That's all I can say. I did see him after he had put Maddox in the water. I did see him almost like talking to him after he was gone, like he was already passed. I seen him talking to him like, "Come on, let's go. Let's get you back in here and cover you up." Like, he's a really sick individual, very sick individual. And I dreamed of this word, which I thought it was a person's last name, when really it wasn't a last name of a person. It was actually a street address. And I had spoken with my nephew and asked if he knew anybody by that last name, and he actually said he did. So I just let it go. I didn't think it would be part of this case, but this was months prior to, before Maddox went missing. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, this person's probably ended up being sick or something, and such and such. So I just left that alone. But then when I picked it up again in Maddox's reading, I knew it was either a last name or it was a street. And it was a street. But it's not the only street I picked up. I'm just going to leave it at that. This man, he also leads people too, in a sense. He helps people. He saves people. But at the same time, he's a form of he's a firefighter. He's either a firefighter or he is a person that helps people out of a situation. And that's directly towards the suspect, but that's all I can say. It's a form of this person has a job that he works with, he helps people. And that would make sense why I got two, because he has two jobs. I feel like I pick him, and when I pick this man up, he makes me feel like I can't breathe, like I'm being held down and I'm like having a pillow put over my face. But I think that that was either the point when Maddox was drowned, or because I'm just picking up on how Maddox felt. I'm trying to think if I should say any more, but when I spoke with the detective and the police down there, they were very kind. They listened to me. They listened to everything I said. We spoke. I called them and they called me back twice. Route 7 came up quite a few times, and Route 7 is very significant, very, very significant, as well as it having to do with Maddox, period. Just period. When I hear on the autopsy reports, I am going to be contacting the same detective again. And they could very already well have this person under investigation. So I haven't called yet on the findings in the suspect. The fact that Maddox was found and that sweet little boy can be put to rest, that's the most important aspect of this job, is he was found. And the sad part was he wasn't found in the way that people wanted him to be found, but he was already gone that very same day he went missing. The very hour he went missing, he was killed very quickly, because the person got what he wanted from Maddox. He got Maddox to trust him, because I believe Maddox is very familiar with the church, and I think this man had a cross on, and I think because he's very familiar with church, he thought, oh, this man has a cross on, so he must be safe to go with. I will say that the person that took Maddox, again, is very cunning, very witty, very, very not who anybody's going to suspect. Not, he's very one way in public. He's kind of shy on camera as well. But he's also very deceitful. He's very, when I did Maddox's tarot card reading, I also picked up kingdoms through my whole entire reading, and I kept thinking, okay, kingdoms. That goes back to kingdom would be the kingdom of God. And that's why I kept picking up on the church, because the church is kingdom of God. I did pick up on some other phrases. I did pick up on I picked up on a whole lot. I wish I could say more, but I don't know if I should. And Maddox's findings, he's going to have massive bites all over his face, like mosquito bites. And when I was doing Maddox's work, I had massive hives only on my face and on my neck, no place else. So that told me that Maddox was bitten in a way by mosquitoes as well, very badly. He lost a lot of blood, and that's what drew the bugs to him. The numbers that I picked up on, I can't say them because it will lead to somebody, and I just wanted to make this video to verify that Maddox was killed. He was, this was not an accident. So this is what my validation for me is. I'm trying to say, I guess you could say, Maddox went missing, he was killed, he was hurt. There's no way around it. There's no way around of the father. You know, like I said, I automatically thought it was him, but then I got other things that led me into another venue. But it goes around to this one person. But I also picked up the number two. So that could mean there's another person involved. But I picked up on the number 2 and this very, very, very specific person. And everything about this person that I've picked up on, it literally is like so dead on. And I can't believe that the things that I picked up on were names of places. That's all I'm going to say. But this man, he makes my skin physically crawl. He's a child predator. Either he's done this before, or he's wanted to do it so bad, but he's just never had the balls to do it. And Maddox was his perfect opportunity, because Maddox couldn't tell. He couldn't tell his mommy, he couldn't tell his daddy. And that ate me up for a bit in my heart, because I'm going to share something with you guys that only a very few people know on this page. Probably 3 people. My son is autistic. He's verbal, but there's not a day that goes by that I let my son out of my sight. And that truly broke my soul to hear a little boy who was autistic. He couldn't speak, and he was so little. I'm going to stop this video because I feel like I could cry right now. But this is my validation of what I do believe the autopsy is going to read. Maddox has, in my vision, he was hit here in the head area, in the temple area, and here he's going to have markings here, and he's going to have it here. But it's also going to say that he has a little water in his lungs, obviously. In the vision, he was also drowned by a man. But he's making it look like an accident. And I'm sure the coroners will pick that up. I have faith that they will pick that up. So I do believe Maddox was sexually assaulted. I do think that's going to be another thing that they're going to pick up. I feel like the body is very decayed and very hard to see things, but coroners are very educated people, and they're very they can find a lot of things out. So I have faith that they're gonna know the exact thing that happened to Maddox. They could be waiting for DNA. They could be waiting for evidence on this person. This person can be very well under investigation already. But when I was shown by Maddox, excuse me, I know I was going to say I was going to cancel the video, to stop the video, but Maddox also had shown me, I asked him to show me something, excuse me, and my phone kept going funny. It kept going back to the same thing that I was shown a segment of. It was a small piece, when really he was trying to show me that there was a whole piece to the evidence that I wasn't getting, and I only had a small piece of it. And he'd shown me that this is the person you're supposed to be finding. This is him. And the person that I saw, he kept showing me the same person, except for it was a whole huge piece of it. And that's why I kept hearing church, seeing church. There's so many representations with my vision. In Gastonia, the park, there's a church not far off, but the way it's mapped out, that I saw the map of, the church is technically, the park is behind the church, and that's where he was found. Rankin, basically, he was found in the water. That's why I heard water. That's why I heard the water flowing. I smelled dirt. I kept hearing bush or branch. But I kept saying church. And when I spoke with the detectives, I said, he will be behind a church. But not thinking I should have been more technical, but that's what I was being shown. That's what I was seeing, was the church. That's why I did more work into what I was doing. And that's when I realized, okay, there's 3 different, representations of what that means. And it just so happens that behind the church was that little river there, and Long Creek River, and that's where he was, behind a church, but some ways away down. And it's heartbreaking that people are this sick in the world. It really is very heartbreaking. And the fact that to see grown men cry on a news conference and say they found what's believed to be Maddox, that gave me pause, because to find someone they think would be Maddox, that tells me he's badly decayed, he's badly bruised, he's just very, very, that gave me pause when I seen men from the FBI and police just cry like they're human, who wouldn't cry. But something struck me that made me think, okay, when I saw that in the vision he was hit by the man, they would be able to pick that up. They are going to know if he was hit in the head. They're going to know if he was drowned. They're going to know. And I pray to God that something comes out soon, because I know that little boy was killed. I know he was killed. That was no accident. And it's going to come out. It's going to come out. And this kind of stuff doesn't stay hidden forever. So when that person does get caught, I hope you are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and you suffer like that little boy suffered. So this is my video. I hope that everybody knows that I do my best to help, and I do help with all cases. So you have a good day.